Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and over the years, I've been posed this question several times, and it's not common to me. It's something that a lot of guitar players kind of talk about in casual passing conversation, and that is, if the house was on fire, what guitars or guitar would you run in to grab, knowing you couldn't get them all out safely? And the variation on this is, what if you were told you had to evacuate and you didn't have much time and you had to get out of Dodge to avoid a potential natural disaster? Unfortunately, for us here in Southwest Florida, we're a little bit close to the actual Gulf itself, water wise, and we're told we might have to evacuate later on this week, depending on the severity of the storm. We are in the red area of the map as far as the danger zone goes. So if we're forced to evacuate, we would be one of the first to do so. And I hope it doesn't come down to that. I'm not looking at things in that kind of, negativity, but it is a possibility and it's good to be prepared. So I'll get to the point. In this thought exercise, we're going to assume my wife is in the car, my kid is in the car, my dog is in the car, all of our clothes will be on top of our sedan. We have a little turtle shell thing when we moved from California to Florida that we use to gather all that stuff. So in the car, I have space for maybe three guitars, realistically, with their hard shell cases, about not jamming them all in here. What would I take? We're going to do two scenarios. One is the sentimental one, which will not surprise any of you that follow this channel. That would be, I'd have to take the JV, I'd have to take the Dove, I'd have to take the Jazzmaster, and I won't care what it would take to take the Telecaster. At that point, it would be, even if it was in one of the gig bags, that would be my choice. But what I found interesting was, we heard this news and the potential of needing to evacuate because it was a declared state emergency on Saturday. And I was like, you know what? If I really had to just take a few guitars, and we're talking strictly on their merits and having a balance, if I had to start over with them, I would take the Dove because it's an acoustic guitar, and that one I couldn't compromise on. I would take the Telecaster because it's a Telecaster. That's all you really need. But the third guitar might surprise you. No sentimental attachment. I'd probably take the PRS. Yeah, McCarty. Because at that point, I could cover every single bass possible between the Telecaster and the Paul Reed Smith instrument. And the rest would just kind of, sit here and hopefully it doesn't flood out too much and all that. And it's all you can ever hope for. But I found it really interesting just, when I took it a little bit more seriously and I thought of things in a practical sense, that would be the way I would go. In reality, the way this is going to go is I've already measured stuff out, and I have enough room for the small pedal board, the laptop that I'm doing all this stuff on right now, the camera, and probably if I use gig bags and not the hard cases, I could fit 5 guitars. But I don't know. It's a little weird. I thought it was a little bit fun thing to think about. I'm trying to be optimistic. If you can't tell, I'm exhausted. It's been a really hectic day. Everybody here in this city is on their head crazy over the last few days. I was unable to fill up the car with gas. I drove everywhere trying to find somewhere that had propane as well. None of that stuff. I have some of it kind of lying around, but not enough really to, if there's a substantial power outage. And there were instances, the last major kind of storm that hit here, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, people were without power for like 4 or 5 weeks. So, if that happens, we're going to get out of here, even if it's not being told to evacuate. There's no way I'm staying here with a toddler for that long. It's just crazy pills. So it's something that I have to kind of take seriously. I wanted to film this quick video just to, see what you guys would do if you were in a situation where you were told you had to pretty much leave everything behind and you had limited space. Because in an ideal world, I would jam as many as I could into the car, and that's probably what we're going to do because a lot of these guitars are worth substantial money, and who knows with insurance if and when they would be paid out and what value they would even be paid out with, because Lord knows we wouldn't be the only ones filing an insurance claim in that kind of instance. And yeah, it is what it is. But let me know in the comments down below what you would do, what you would keep if you could only try to keep it to the number that I had. or make it applicable to the amount of room that you would have in the car, provided the rest of your family and your pets are already accounted for. Don't just say you're going to fill up your car with guitars and amps and then not consider the fact that you have loved ones that also need to get in and get out with you. So let me know what's going on with that. Hopefully we'll have other videos this week. It looks like on Wednesday morning / Tuesday night, that's when we'll really know. And yeah, we're just going to play it by ear. I hope anybody else that's in Florida, I know that a few of you are, you guys stay safe, and, people in the panhandle and stuff like that as well. Hope nothing bad really comes of this, and this is just something that will pass by and miss us. But ones like this are not as common for Florida to be of this kind of strength. So yeah, well wishes, Godspeed. I hope you all well. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I know this is all over the place, but that's kind of where my scatterbrain head is right now. And I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.